You people happen to know that, the most important person in my life right now at this point is not me. That's a dramatic situation. It's a grammarly mistake, but it's for everybody else, and they are the most important person in the world. For me, no, I'm not. I'm not the most important person in my life right now. Do you know who is the most important person in my life right now? That person cannot be named. See, now, let me crown myself. And today I have a crown. I have a wonderful crown. Okay, let's put this. See? Ha ha. Ah. Go, pack, go. Okay, welcome to my show. Everybody who is out there, everybody who is out of here, and one thing, let me first say this. Yesterday I shown a portion of the movie Battle of the Five Armies. Just like even a half a scene of that. Uh, there is a copyright dispute on that, and I was like, this for entertainment purpose. I shown part of a scene of the movie. I didn't. I was not trying to infringe anybody's copyright, just showing for entertainment purpose. That's it. They couldn't if they are not going to take it. Forget about it. This is why I said, okay, I don't like recording things on YouTube. It's it's crazy. I mean, for entertainment purpose, if you cannot use that, I know it is being abused brutally by a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people out there, and that is wrong. I know. There are full movies. They actually bring that's I understand. They can dispute it. This is like without understanding. This the one scene. Part of a scene I put in there, and they disputed it. And okay, no, let them dispute it. I rebuffed it and saying that okay, this is not actually a copyright infringement. I'm not violating anybody's right. It's not even the whole movie. It's only a part of the thing. This is that's what I said. If they are going to remove it, let them remove it. That's their website. It's not my website. I don't own it. I only have an account there, and that's the reason why I was not active on for YouTube. I don't promote anything on YouTube. I just record this. The purpose of a YouTube video is to just have a recording. Otherwise, whoever owns YouTube, like Google Alphabet or whatever you call them, they can take their fucking website and shove it up their fucking ass. I don't care a fuck about it. Okay, they can remove my account. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about anything. You know, this will be there. I don't care. I'm not even freaking looking into that. So yeah, that's the response you will get it from me. You understand? Before this, whole big ass YouTube and Google and everything came up, lonelypoet.com existed. Okay. Before Facebook came in, when Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg was sitting here looking at Megan Fox's picture and banging, I was writing poetry and I was creating website. Okay, that's me. He was not. Nobody knows. Even that's why Facebook actually, they had a lot of problem with me. They were like they have situations. They like I wrote. I received a message from Facebook. We have situations that are disputable, and I was like, what is a dispute? Am I infringing anybody's right here? Because when I actually post, I actually take the demographics. They don't like me taking a demographic. you know and because I create my own, they have their own filtered demographics which I need to use. I was like, I'm not going to use that. I don't want to use that. Because I only need Indians and Pakistanis if I am promoting something. And they say you cannot promote it like for $1. I said, I don't want to spend too much money in here. I tried once I have actually went there, and in one of their developer side, there is I don't know what is this. Oh, somebody's actually doing it dining. Okay, this will go on forever. uh, and once I went there, the developer area, where they were actually disputing because there is an app I created, for to actually put in my, whatever, poem I'm making in here. If I need to directly put it in there in Facebook instead of making a separate post, I need an app, so I'm using that app. They were saying, the app need to follow a bunch of, uh, I think criteria, through which they need to go through, and I have to certify it. I did all that, and then they what they are saying basically is, which is impossible for me to do. They are saying, people should be able to open that app and test it, and I was like, there is no openable app here. This is a closed app. That means, okay, the app only connects to, the application ID only connects to another website and another app in WordPress, and it comes from there. So there is nothing I can open and test. I have to show that result, and there is absolutely nothing I can do. This is where the dispute is. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. I'm going to stay in my website. And I used to post the entire post. I used to transfer it here into Facebook. I said, I'm done with you. I already posted the link. Okay. When I'm only posting the link, then you cannot do any shit. Everything is coming through the link. So I screwed them. And I was like, okay, why don't you just go and screw yourself with all your thing? And then, here's the thing. Lonelypoet.org, that website, everything that comes from that website without any kind of, any problem, it will show up. Lonelypoet.com, poetryboss.us, and if I put that, it will immediately say, oh, okay, this website is a foreign website. I said, okay, when did lonelypoet.org became part of Facebook? I said, what is the difference between these sites that you see and now you are taking it? And I was like, and I went in there, we looked at all the technicality behind this. There is absolutely no difference. For whatever reason, their system cannot make any change. When I'm actually submitting lonelypoet.com in there saying that, okay, this is not a copyright infringing website, or this is like I'm selling something, there is no advertisement, nothing. My lonelypoet.com doesn't have even one advertisement in it. And they can't, they still will say, oh, okay, if somebody is clicking on the link, they'll get a warning, you're going outside of to some foreign website. So many people have problem in visiting that, when they get that warning. And I was like, okay, so that's the way it is. That's the way it is. I don't care about any of these, social media crap. Then there is another thing called Instagram, where people cannot post anything, anything decently, other than, you put a picture. So I put a picture of me every day so that some of my friends in India and my relatives, some of my relatives who are following me there, they can actually see what I'm doing, so in Instagram, so you come there and look at it. There's not a lot you can play with that. You cannot put a poem or anything like that in there. It will become very cumbersome. You cannot edit it properly. When all that can, this is what I'm saying. People should be free to use, their ideas in constructive ideas on website. Even if you go to, that YouTube site, yesterday somebody was actually describing, even when you go in there are like the whole bunch of restrictions about what content you can put it in there, what content you can. I said, okay, even if you are directly making a musical piece, then there will be, if that part of that music, it sounds like somebody, some Beethoven or Mozart or something like that wrote it, they will actually dispute it, say copyright claim, anything that is their copyright claim. What the heck is going on, man? That's why I'm saying, I'm actually working on it, and that's why early in the morning I was just here, then I went downstairs, I looked at my server, and it's working perfectly. So I need to take the server and put in some place. I contacted a couple of people. They all kind of was like, oh man, we can accommodate you. Don't worry. They are not saying no to me on my, because they don't want to say no to me, so, but they really didn't say yes. Running a server is as its own thing. So I have to prove that I'm not posting any weird website, videos or music or something like that. Only my thing. Okay, so raw hands. Okay, I think I need to approve this because I own that group. Yeah, let them actually see. They say that I own groups in on Facebook. So people will come. I'm not an administrator. I own them. I created them. I made them and keep in there. So I actually give them the. So I have to approve that. So I only approve that. That's the only control I have. I don't want any Tom, Dick, and Harry to come and just be part of the group. No, that's not the idea. Then we don't need a group. So we need to have that control. So then afterwards, I don't even edit their content or anything like that. But if somebody is actually offending others, making hate comments or something like that, yeah, then I'll kick them out of there. So see, this poem is about some shady tree or something like that, shade in the lonely tree. I don't even remember why I going to resign. Yeah. So 10 minutes into the show, fantastic. This is not a long show. I can stop at any time. There's a problem. I might have to start this guy. I'm feeling hot here. It's only like 65 degrees outside. Let me see. Let me see. I can start this guy using my phone though. See, I don't even need to. See, this is what the laziness. I need to really show you. I'm not turning around. I'm not doing anything. So what I'm going to do is, okay, I have an app here. So the app will actually start this thing. Okay, have you heard that? He's coming on. So yeah, let it come on. Now I'm getting cool wind coming from the from my back. Okay, that's what they are asking. Okay, I think I may have to stand up. You're going to see my ugly belly. Do you really see the whole thing? See, see the thing. See, this is a badger with a Green Bay shirt, a Brewers, baseball bat, and he's holding a basketball. It doesn't say what the basketball is, but it is, Milwaukee Bucks. So basically, that's it. That's that's the thing. This I got it from I think I don't know whether you can read this. Lakeside Bar and Grill. It is in a way north. It's like pretty much in the northern woods. Ethelston, whichever way you say it. Ethelston. Maybe I think it is said Ethelston. Wisconsin. That's where there's this bar and grill where we actually go there, hang out there. All the hunters and other people. So I bought from there. So if anybody's going up there, say hi to all the people there. Be connected to Lonely Poet. They will know who I am. So now coming down to where we are, when it comes to poetry. So enough with all the social media. I don't like social media. I really, really don't like social media. Even though I'm one person who uses it extensively to reach out to people, to communicate to people. I don't like it even from the very beginning. I liked the old Zanga.com style. Even I never even liked MySpace. I had a MySpace account and I never liked it. I used to tell what's her name? I almost tell that was nice. My act was good. I should get an auto, Oscar, because the original name came into my mind. To actually say it out. I say it is Mokushla. Not the original name. Mokushla is a nickname. Like I call somebody Little Boss. Mokushla is only a nickname. I call her. Um, she liked it. She liked me calling her Mokushla. Mokushla means my darling, my blood. You should see the $1 million baby, $1 million baby or $1 million baby. That movie, towards the end, he says that, So even when I told her, even when she went to MySpace and she asked me, okay, I have a MySpace account. And I was like, I don't like any space. I don't like too many spaces. I like, to focus on one area, and that's it. I mean, she was only a child at that time. She was like 15 years old, but one of the most prolific poets I have ever read in my life. She stopped writing poetry. I haven't seen any poetry coming from her at all in recent times. I mean, the recent time I even checked her, Facebook or social media was like about a year and a half back. That's it. Then I hear from people, this is happening, that's happening, the other thing, I don't know. So over, move on. So this is the time I have to do my drill. Now, see, I was thinking about using something here. And I don't think I can do that anymore. I thought like, I'll play a portion of a tarot show. I can play the audio of the tarot show, but I think there will be more disputes coming in. I don't think I will survive for too long on YouTube. I don't want it. I have like 300 videos, but most of the videos I have it on my computer. I think I may have to download these things if they allow me. Otherwise, forget it. I don't mind it. It is just shows. These are just recorded shows. So telemarketers support to enter a one item number. It's probably some, it's still ringing. It's probably some, credit card companies. But even credit card companies don't call you on a Sunday. Yeah, I owe people money. So yeah, they may actually, maybe I don't know. I may, they may leave a voicemail. It's on my, I have an app that will answer my phone. It's Magic Chat. Yeah, let me hear that. Or some prankster. I don't know. Somebody trying to online prank me. Nothing happening. Okay. So I think it will be some telemarketer, probably, or credit card. Usually they don't call. My land number. Yeah, of course. That's not even a land number. I take this number wherever I go. I have this number for like 15 years now. When first time when Magic Jack came out, I had that first Magic Jack. Because the first thing I did was, because I don't even live in Milwaukee, so I bought a Magic Jack and made a Wisconsin number. And wherever I go, I actually go with it. So most of the people at that time was, getting used to VoIP thing. So they they think that I'm calling from Milwaukee. So I can sit in India and make a call, and people will think that, oh, he's calling from Milwaukee. So I used to prank people like hell. But the problem is, I have to really practice a lot, when pranking. Uh, and practice means the accent is a major problem. Yeah, see, people will identify me with the accent. So I definitely will sit and practice and practice and practice talking like southern accent and all those things before I do the prank. I used to do that a lot, especially when I was in Block TV. I don't, not when I'm doing live shows. Then the people will know. I actually mess with others, other performers. I prank them like hell. And eventually some trolls really figured out, okay, they did one of the most bizarre thing. One day I was sitting at home, and there comes my brother said, okay, your pizza is here. I said, I never ordered a pizza. Then the pizza is not paid for, so they ordered it and I have to pay for it. And then I have like three pizza. And immediately I understood, okay, these idiots, they went to my domain. They understood I own lonelypoet.com. So they went to lonelypoet.com. Then they identified that lonelypoet.com is owned by riazahmed.com. See, that's my real name, Riaz Ahmed. Riazahmed.com is the parent site that owns everything. So they went and figured out, okay, the riazahmed.com, this is the address for that. So they pulled the address. My brother's address was the one given at that time. They pulled that address and they are sending me this pizza. They know I'm in Kansas at that time. So they ordered the pizza. Then I went and told almost all the pizza places, where they can call and order. I went there physically and told them, if somebody is ordering pizza without payment, if I am ordering pizza by phone, take the payment for this particular house. Me and my brother, we went there. So when we order, we actually give an online payment. It's not like a cash payment on that. Do not accept the call. Do not accept the order. Okay, then just decline the offer. You are not selling any more pizza to these people. Then they said, okay, why? Then I said, this prank is going to happen. Then afterwards, that's how we stopped it. So yeah, I can prank people big ways at that time. Then my brother actually told me, why don't you just stop pranking others? So now they are pranking us. So I was like, okay, it's all cool. It's all fun. Well, I only took it in the sporty way. It was like, this is just there was a time when I used to get angry, and I like the beginning of the show, I used to say the F words like 200 times during one of my shows, in these times, now how much I actually changed. So in the last maybe 20 different shows, maybe I may have used the F word like three times. So I don't use that much, so I don't really get angry much, yeah, it's all for the fun of it, let's have fun. So that's about it. 20 minutes. We actually said, almost nothing about a poem. See, that's what I want to really prove. See, this is like I proved myself once more that I can do this, man. I can do this. If you want, I can sit here and do the show the rest of the night, continuously speaking without stopping. There are shows out there on One Live and Ivy Log and all the other places where the people actually they are not saying anything. They are just sitting there. They are just looking at the camera. Many people don't even look at the camera. Some people are rolling, weed to actually smoke. I don't do any of that. I don't even. I drink water underground. Sometimes if I have a tea, then I may drink tea. That's the only time I take a breath off. Otherwise, I'll be speaking to you. So, let me see. Uh, that idea bummed because of this copyright. Kind of took me off. Uh, I'm actually on YouTube. Oh, that's why. Okay, studio. There is one viewer. Okay, there is one viewer there on YouTube. It's probably some YouTube administrator looking, and is he addressing? Is he saying anything? Yeah, I'm saying fucking shit. I don't care about YouTube. I have other websites where I can do live shows, man. I don't care. I don't. There is no. I have 16 subscribers on YouTube. So do you think that I honestly care? Who cares? Delete my account. Delete every my video, everything, man. Delete. So lonelypod.org soon will be having the ability to really do live broadcasting. I'm working on it. I need some, some. That's why, I earlier I talked to one of my friends, not anyone here. I talked to one of my other friends, yesterday. I asked that person, what can we do? Then he said, like, we need a script to actually run this. I will hook you up with the script, so that he is a much more better programmer on these kind of platforms. And it's like I will hook you up with something so that you'll be able to use those things. But still, I may have to get an internet connection much more robust and professional than this, because I cannot go outside and use my phone and try to use the phone. And suddenly I know, okay, my internet is down. So that happens. When you have a domestic internet connection, that can actually break off. Especially when you're trying to do heavy load stuff like this. So that can happen. So that's why I want to avoid. So I want to take this server and put it in some place where I only need to use their internet connection partially. So I'm trying to use that, which is a much more professional connection. Business, there are some people I'm actually talking to. Like I said earlier, they haven't said yes to me, but they didn't say no at all. So let's see. Let us see. So now the question really is, I'm going to actually address that question which came into my own mind. Why I didn't release any poems in recent times? It's been the last poem was released on May 19th, 2020. So now it is June 7th. Nearly 3 4 weeks now. 3 weeks now. Yeah. The issue is I didn't finish the writing, and this is where I'm going to get a little bit of on the emotionally serious side. Uh, when you actually take one particular area and you work with that, especially for poets, you may have to drink more water. I most of the poems in the last say 6 months to 8 months, maybe even a year and a half, all the poems are connected to my connection to Little Books. I am not, she is the one whom I cannot name. So I don't even use the name. I may have to say that. Say this. There is a time when I used her name in an indirect way in one of my blog posts. She didn't read it. Exactly at that time, she didn't read it. And I was like, why wouldn't she do that? I mean, she missed that actor. Maybe she was looking for some opportunity to screw me over. I don't know. That's what I thought. But she didn't read it. Uh, that's the reason. I am, becoming typecast and stereotyped and going like a broken record and saying almost the same thing over and over and over and over, on that area and that subject. It should bring in. I'm trying to diverse that idea a little better. I am, because there is a limit to which you can say this. I can say, I can write another 5,000 poems, you know massive poems, just keeping her in my mind. I can do that. And there is absolutely no problem. Every new day or something new, and I'll take that and connect her to that and say that, say, write it as a poem. I can do that. That's not a problem. But that's not the problem. The problem is I need to bring more dynamism in it. And like I said in one of my poems, I'm trying to, clap with clap. I'm trying to clap here, but I only have my hand. This is where if things are not going perfectly all right, from in the next 2 3 weeks, there there is a massive change going to happen. It's very unpredictable because if I'm not writing anything on my website, I clearly said many times before, then I became unpredictable. And on another note, on another note, I don't want to really say things that are hypothetical too many times. It's not a repetition factor of it. It's the hypothetical scenarios when you go and make it. If I really wish if I had something very spherical, what can I do? I may have to show you something. Okay, this is a crystal. You know, you know what this is? It's like a rose crystal or something like that. I bought it when I was in Chicago, went with my cousins. See, consider that this is little box. See, I am actually giving you one angle from here, and then one angle from here, then another angle from here, another angle from here, another from here. I went through. So my theology is my theology is when it is you view it like this, then I have that many different angles. Okay, at least I can make much more. Then if I am actually moving it, it takes a different angle because everything behind also changed. You understand? So from there, when I look, I have a different view on this. This is what I am doing for the last 1.5 years. I am trying to bring as much as angles on a given situation as much as possible. And I have very little to work with, in the first place. And those very little things I actually work with. These things are the ones I'm actually using it over and over and over and over. So the interactions were limited. And I'm upfront and honest about this. The interactions were very limited, and there is a fact she said, and when she was finishing the thing. I'm not going to repeat that, but she said this. We were not that close anyway. We were not that departed anyway, even though we were not that close, because there is a point at which somebody need to actually break this ice and say, "Oh yeah, I really like you," in a different way, rather than like you as a colleague or as a as somebody I know. You know, when I actually say those things, I may have to bring this. Uh, yeah, that's my sister-in-law. I don't know what she's saying though. Uh, no, that's something else. Okay. So when that thing happened, so we were close, or there's a point at which you need to try to get close at least, know better, things like that. So even before anything like that happened, first of all, she forced me to say, I like you, because I know when that was starting, and I know this is not the time to actually tell her anything. Say, yeah, romantically, I would like to get involved with you, or maybe that's a lame thing. I really like you. When I'm like I said, I openly said, I like you. That's the reason why I'm writing. So when I said that, see, even before, that's because she was insisting. Why are you writing? So that when all that happened, I don't want to go back to it all over again and give it to you another time. Um, then came there is a the thing is we were I'm going to actually I'm going to say an incident uh, which you may not really get a lot of light. The reason why I'm saying this is Now this is going to be a little okay. All the guys who are sitting, all the girls who are sitting, please, bear with me. Understand this, little boss. You watch this, and I know that you watch this. Do not make the mistake of coming to my website. I don't know how did it happen. I know you came, because yesterday I checked, I checked my log, to see what is going on because this YouTube dispute and everything happening. Uh, so I need to reset that thing out. So when I was actually looking at it, I can see, exactly from the timings, and I checked the timing afterwards. When did I do the YouTube show? And I can see, yeah, the visit happening. You may change the places, or you may change IP addresses, or anything that happened, in that case. But when you come in, I know this is you. So that's one problem. That's not a problem. I love your visits. You can come and visit in my all of my website anytime. That's not a big deal. But the thing is, so you should know when you were leaving, you know, Boston store. I walked in there some days before that. I came in there, and you specifically came to me and you told me you were leaving. And then you said where you are leaving to. And I made a remark at that time saying that, like, a wise girl, because I know Boston store, Bonton, everything is going down big time. Why? If we were not close, why would you actually come and say that specifically to me? Why would you do that? I mean, I'm not accusing you of anything, but I'm actually telling you that there was something that was going on at that time. I come there every day. I was out of there, and I come there every day. Then, then you know that this is happening. You know that I was trying to get closer to you, and you came and you said we were not that close anyway. Do you think that it is connecting? So what my understanding from there, when you see, I'm a behavioral analyst, behavioral analyst. I cannot even speak properly because my mouth is getting dry after eating all that beef. See, I look at the behavior of software applications, users who use softwares, their behavior. I was trained to do this. So when looking at that, that means you were specifically trying to do something else, something out of line there, and that's where you came out and you didn't tell me the actual truth. It would have been a much more easier scenario because you were not really knowing how to handle that situation. Okay, I do understand. There is a factor of intimidation there. That if I came out like an intimidating factor in there, with a lot of intimidation to you, this at this point, at least I have to say, I am really sorry. I didn't really mean that. I sincerely apologize for all that part. But you understood that I'm trying to get closer, and still you said we were not that close anyway. That is not true. Till that point, everything okay. I agree whatever you said before. I said I understand, but at that very moment, everything was very aggravated. That's why I said, okay, we may have to sit and talk this through with all these misunderstanding. There are considerable amount of misunderstanding, and I know 100%. I'm 120,000% sure of one fact, that there are a lot of people around you who are talking stupidity. They are gossips, which you get involved into. That is one of the problem, and I know that, and I know that very well. And you don't need to actually come and give me another statement about that. Okay, so let's end it there, and let's move on to the normal things. You can make this normal. There is no way I can take this ball from your court. The ball is clearly in your court. You only can solve this problem, because there is no problem as I see it. I don't have any problem. Do you have any problem? Then if you have any problem, you need to talk to me. If you have a problem with me, you better talk to me rather than going around, looking into my websites and my social media. I know exactly when I post something on social media, the visit happens from those specific IP addresses. Why? What is it you are looking for? Is there anything specific you are looking for? And if so, you can directly tell me I'm looking for this, or you don't do this, or don't say this, that, this, all the this and that only I can say because I don't know what exactly you're looking for. So in the first place, so that person must say, because there are a lot of viewers here. This is on going to be a public video on YouTube. If YouTube allows it, unless you go and make a copyright claim on it, saying that okay, yeah, talking about me. I mean, you don't speak like that, but you can say that, and then they will come after me and say you copyright infringement, something like that, copyright claim. And I was like, copyright claim, why are you actually copyright claiming on me? So yeah, so I got that message from them. So I was like, okay. So little boss, you know, show a lot more, reasonable, reasonability in your logics, because it is very difficult to understand the logic behind this. Two ordinary people, you know, who don't even harm an ant or even a fruit fly. That is, there are fruit flies flying here in yesterday. I was like, come on, guys, get out of here. I'm seeking these fruit flies now. I don't want to kill them. I know they are pests, go into my house. I don't know how. They got into my house and they are, I was like, really, what exactly is this? What they are looking for? I mean, I didn't even kill them. I'm that harmless. I'm a hunter. Maybe when I go and hunt, I hunt. Only things which I can eat. Where there are millions of deer out there, I may actually go and kill one of them and eat them. And eat, and then the rest of the whatever remains of the thing, we will actually donate. That's what we do. So you should understand that. I'm that harmless. And I know you are a person. I know you very well in that way. The interactions which we had, you are a very nice person, too good-hearted person. Otherwise, do you honestly believe that I will 2.5 years after we really met, nearly 2 years after we, even seen each other, I still will talk about you? Do you think that I'm some sort of an obsessed guy? No, I'm not obsessed with you because I like you. Because I like the whole of you, from the deep inside of your heart. That's the reason why I'm still talking about you. There you go. That ends it. Now, now you know the dynamism through which I'm expecting, which is not really happening. And on another node within the another node of the other node, you know, uh, some of the ideas are pretty much this close to revealing the identity of the person. So I wrote those things down, and then I understood, okay, I should not be saying this. I should not be saying this. So I wrote many things like that, destroyed those things, and moved to next one, moved to next one. And then I'm extremely busy. When I'm not here, even when you see me on the den cam, I'm sitting here, I am talking to different people. I'm talking to, I'm actually communicating, writing emails, things like that. There are a lot of things going on behind the scene. A man got to, live, isn't it? At the end of the day, everybody needs to earn a living. Like I said, in a couple of days back, in one of my shows, I cannot go and write a poem and give it to the electric company, when I pay the electric bill, or the property tax, or car insurance or a home insurance. If I cannot write a poem, send it to them, say, okay, here is my payment. That's not going to be acceptable. For money, you need money, and you have to earn it. You cannot go and steal it. I'm not a thief. I always pray. I pray to God. Give me some opportunity to earn the living and my earn money. But I say I don't want somebody else's money. I'm not going to steal somebody else's money, or I'm going to snatch it and run away, or I'm not a looter, going out there and looting and writing and everything. I'm not any of those things. I don't want to harm anybody. I don't want somebody else's money in the first place. So I only need my money. Even from my brothers, I actually told, when 10 years back, we were actually discussing some inheritance thing. I said, I don't need your money. I only need, whatever I can have. If you think, I can have it. You know, so yeah, that those are different things. Maybe if I see a little boss in real, I will speak to her about that. That is a very kind thing some people actually did for me. Um, and those things are little private. I think I should not have even said that here. Yeah, so yeah, um, I don't have a lot of privacy. First of all, I speak, I write a lot of things, which many people think is private, in public. I have nothing to hide from anyone because that's me. I cannot sit here and say, oh yeah, half of my life is private. If you don't do anything wrong, you can pretty much bring everything out and put it in front of the world and tell them, deal with it. Deal with me. You may not like it. 99.999999999% of the world, don't like me. I know that. I know that very well because that's me. But there is that little percentage of the people who unconditionally, adamantly like me and love me. They are out there. Uh, they are my relatives. Some of them are. Some of them are followers. They are out there. So, like everybody else has a following, there is. It's not a lot, there's only a handful of, people who does that. But they are out there, so I know, so there will be. So in front of them, I have nothing to hide. Even, what is the point? What is your, I'm going to live here, on the face of this planet, maybe, even if with all the technology and everything advances so much, how many years I'm going to be actually going to have? 100 years. I'm already 50. 100 will be another 100 more will be a really good idea. But I should be healthy. If I cannot be healthy all through that, if I can be healthy for another 100 years and live, yeah, I will live. Because there's a lot of things we can do in that time. If I'm healthy and wealthy. There is another part of this. Uh, that that that's I don't want to go into that subject. It's a long subject. We are already at 42 minutes, and I thought, okay, we can actually do it in 45. No, it's going to go to an hour. Uh so I the life expectancy, which I said, so if I in the normal course of that thing, I may have like what 35, 40 more years, in my really living years, of which I don't know how many I'll be super active, so 25, 30, 85, I'm 100% active like my parents were, one of my parents actually passed away when he was 69. My father passed away, he was only 69. My mother lived till 84. Then my uncle, they all lived, in the late 80s. So like I said, if I'm going to live till that time, so being active until that time. So yeah, 30 more years, of active life, that's it, So in that, what am I going to hide? I'm going to live here, even from my beginning of thing. I actually decided, okay, there are a lot of weird things I did when I was young, then there was this point at which, I learned, because, I follow the Sufi lifestyle, and I was perfectly following it. At that time, the thing is, you need to be very open to God because right in front of the eyes of God, you are not going to be hiding anything. Because no matter how you try, even if you have a single thought part, yeah, you are going to be, God knows. Okay, yeah, this is what He's thinking. There is no hiding from that. I think about a week back, during one of my show, I recited one of, a chapter from the Quran, and I said, how when that chapter came, because the Islamic prophet, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he uh, he frowned at a believer who was trying to ask him a question, and immediately God actually said he frowned, and that's the name of the actual chapter, and that's the thing, you cannot even frown at the good of things. When something good is in front of you, you cannot even frown at it. Even a very gesture, a small gesture of inside your mind, a small thing that a bad feeling that you feel, you need to immediately apologize to that person, so because that's the thing. So there is that is what justice, so when I came to know this, and I was like, I'm going to be very honest about this. And my policy is I put everything in front of the world, face the consequences. I may have done a lot of weird things. I may have done a lot of bad things. I may have called people names. There are people I open on the face and I call them, things, despicable things. I have told to people, you know, I may have done all that, but that's in front of them. I don't go behind the back of another person and say, "Oh, that person is a weird person." Isn't it what many of these, people who are sitting as associates and in stores? That's what they do. When I was working at Boston store, I know how people actually interact. They blah 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 blah, blah gossiping, complete gossiping at each other. And I was like, okay, I don't really get involved in all that. I go and talk to, there was this small guy, I forgot his name, Mark Parish. I go there and talk because he's a very good friend. He was, Mark, was like, I don't know what was his problem. Personally, he got a lot of, there was a time when he was struggling with his dad, then his dad passed away. Then, then he became very, I think he became very lonely, and he was, one guy came and asked me, this is, you know, once in Boston store, I was in the furnishings and he's in the perfumes, this cologne and everything. And that guy, he was looking for him. I was like, "Who are you looking for?" He's like, that I don't know his name, but the small guy, I was like, but he didn't say small guy. They take no offense anyone, okay, who is, what I'm when I say that, please take no offense. This is exactly what happened. That small gay guy, and I was like, he's gay, you see, and he's like, no, 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 I don't know, and he also got completely. He's an African American guy. It's like, oh no, 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 I didn't really mean that. So it's like, I don't know either. So I was like, I'm not going to even ask him. I never asked him. Maybe it is case that was another one of the issues some people face. Because one of my friend actually had a friend, who was a homosexual person, a gay person. His problem was, he's not ready to face it. And to my weird things, there was I was speaking about some weird group of people within that community, about them and their behavior in a little demeaning way. And I'm sorry, I mean, I have to say, I'm honest, in a demeaning way in front of that guy. And I was not knowing that he is. And after, he left, my friend actually told me, don't you know he is gay? And I was like, oh my God. Then I went and what I said, dude, I have nothing against, the homosexual community or homosexuality or anything like that. I don't practice it. But he immediately said, yeah, you are right. I didn't really dispute it. You are right, so to actually, say, point out those weird things, it is there. And it's like, there are a lot of weird people in every group, even heterosexual people, there are a lot of weird people, and I calmed him down, because, and I was wrong. I was right in the sense to go and apologize to him, because I was very wrong to actually make that kind of a comment, that may have offended him. But he said, I'm not offended. He said, I am not offended, you are absolutely right. And he was very cool, he's like, it's, but still, you didn't, you said something that may be a little demeaning, but maybe next time when you say this kind of things to other people, don't, be demeaning to, that will actually paint the whole, gay community as a whole, it may sound like that. I was like, that's why I'm apologizing. I'm sorry about that. So I said, I made my own mistakes. So that's another thing which I do. As we are reaching about 50 minutes. If I know that I made a mistake, I will stand up, and there is no doubt. There is no doubt what crowd I'm standing in. I I will leave all my dignity, my integrity in front of everybody in that way. And that's like, I'm sorry. That's what everybody should learn, at this point, because that is one of the issues in this society right these days. People are not ready to accept their mistake. They do a mistake, they do something wrong, then they go on and on in a never-ending cycle. See, I'm going to use this bottle, in front of you. Sorry about that. I'm going to apologize for that every time I use it. Mm, People don't have the courtesy. I should actually use the word courtesy, but even though it is not exactly the word, uh, people should show some sort of a courtesy to say, I'm sorry. You see, when you make a mistake, the best thing for you to do is to apologize to whoever you did that mistake to, whether it is one person or a group of people, and make sure that you are not in a never-ending lying pattern to them. So you did something wrong, then you lied to that person without apologizing or without accepting your mistake. You lied. Then the problem is you may have to keep on lying over and over and over and over to make it feel like that you are not lying, and it will never come out like that. I mean, the reality is your lie will be pointed out at one day or the other. Today you may have escaped, but one or the other day it is going to come and point all the fingers at you. That's the reality. I learned that. I have learned that. You know, I will not say first hand, but I have learned that from my experiences with the world. So because when I stopped lying to people, I started accepting responsibility. That's the exact thing. First of all, be honest. Second, take responsibility of your actions. Even in the most honest possible way, when you move, the world is not a perfect world. You will end up in those imperfect times, in imperfect actions. It will happen from you. When it happens, the first thing is take responsibility. Stand up and say, I'm sorry, I didn't I this is my thing, I did wrong here. If that was the case with the entire world around, in this era right now, if people actually, at least for 50% of their time, if they act, this world will be a far better place. And I know that, that's why I'm saying, you all need to actually learn this. There are a lot of young people there. You all need to learn that, these two things. It is not easy. It may make you look bad. Your girlfriend will actually frown at you. Tell her, do not frown at me. Like I said in that about that, see, even the slightest frown against the good of the life will be judged by God. There is no doubt about it. I know there are a lot of people who don't believe in God or anything like that. That's true. Some people say, okay, yeah, there is a force out there, and may the force be with you. Even for them, understand, the force you are talking about is what everybody else called, God. I call, Allah. The Christian person will call, whatever, Jehovah, or and Jewish and Christian people call Jehovah. In Hinduism, they have something called Shakti. Then in I don't think Buddhism have anything else like that. But in most of these religion, they have a name for it. But when you ultimately look at this, I said Hinduism too. Yeah, I can say Hinduism. I can see a big letters Hindu. Do you know, in Hinduism there is this one single God concept. That concept is something which many Hindus themselves don't know. And that's the thing. There is something called, in Malayalam, in my mother tongue, it is called Adi Parashakti. That means the first supreme force. If I translate that word, it's the first supreme force, from which these three entities, the trinity of them, actually starts. Shiva, um, Vishnu, and Brahma, and each one has a characteristics. Okay, Brahma is the one who is a creator. He actually make people, make things. That's what his job is. Vishnu is the maintainer. Shiva is the destructor. If anything goes wrong, he's the one who is going to come and destroy the hell out of you. That is their belief structure. It's not like, people go to all these places and put an idol and start worshiping. That's not their religion. The religion has a structure. I mean, this is what I'm saying. See, even many people who demeans Hinduism, I said, no, 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 no. You don't do that. You don't do you because you don't know what you're talking about. You see, I'm a Muslim, and I know a lot of Hindus. I learned Hinduism very well from my friends, and I live near a temple. So I know all about this Hindu religion. I know it very well. So I tell them, no, you are not supposed to disrespect any religion, because each religion ultimately points out to that one force, that supreme force, which I have a way to actually reach. You have a way. That's the way I look at other religion. You see, I don't look at with them as dismay or like I said, a demeaning way. No, I don't. Do I accept all that ways? No, I have my way, and I know my way is is the clearest way for me. That's the way. Mandalorian. Maybe YouTube will come and say, okay, you use the word from Mandalorian. That's the way. Oh my God, That is something. At that time, I was not doing any live shows. I was doing live shows, but not recording it. But that Mandalorian thing was the joke of my life. Oh my god, it is the most bizarre thing. Somebody actually made me do, and I did, and ended up in trouble. So yeah, I don't want to give details about it, but I'm sorry to that those people too. No, actually, they should be saying sorry to me, but still. Now, coming down to, we are at 55 minutes, so I may soon I have to go because I have other things to worry about in this 3:37 only. Oh, okay. Um, so all the messages have been given. Maybe I will take a break from these things, until the server. YouTube is actually coming after me. They are disputing big time, bad time. I think some other whoever is movie company, they may have to review the whole thing, and they will come back and say whatever it is. But if they are actually saying, okay, no, 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 you cannot have the video, then I will stop recording it on YouTube. So I will do the live shows here. Maybe any public access. Why would we need a public access to these videos? I mean, that's a question I asked at that time. It didn't. Nobody really cared to answer me. Uh, but if you want a public video, I don't know where else I can actually post, record and post it like YouTube. If there is another alternate site, until I get my server and everything set up, I will do that. But I may have to look at it and see, where what options we have. Once more, I'm not breaking anybody's copyright, thing. I don't really do that. I showed one. If it is a whole scene, at least a whole scene, I can understand. I don't think it is even a whole scene. I stopped it before the scene was completed, so it was not a whole even a whole scene. So if that's that this is their side, their policies, I will respect their policies. If that's the case, then that means I will stop using that YouTube account altogether. Completely done. Move on. So yeah, yeah, just have to move on. You see, I'm not that. I'm not that person. I'm not a infringer, or whatever you call it. I'm not stealing other people's work. Long time back, not very long. It's in 2015 or 16, when the sweet, there is a poem I actually posted on YouTube by a person called Hope. Her name is Hope, Hope. Hope. I call her Sweet Hope. She's an extremely talented and fantastically, intelligent girl. She's originally from Romania. Um, and when I talked to her, I understood, okay, this is a genius. So she's a very good artist. And so, we were actually, we were in I think it was only 2 or 3 years back. I think 4 years back, in 2015 or 16, that time. We did a live video where I'm actually getting her video, and I actually got the video into my YouTube video. And I was showing that, she recited part of my poem, but there was a problem. She was actually playing a song. I'm not playing anything. She was actually playing a song, behind. And they came out with a, copyright claim, saying that okay, that, and it's the same thing. Hope was there for like about maybe 3 or 4 minutes. She was actually trying to say something about one of my poems. That's what. Then I said, okay, everybody hear this. Not you. You guys. None of you guys were there. And YouTube. There was, when I was doing the live, there was a bunch of viewers there, and I was like, you guys, you listen to this, and she actually was saying that. Um, that at that time I didn't like it. I said okay, and I wrote to YouTube back, when they this thing. Then I have to go through a step by step process when they actually dispute it. And I told them, come on, you know, if you look at the video, you will know a girl came and she was having a radio or CD playing there behind her, and it is the noise of that shows up. And the whole thing was, there was not even the full song played. If I play the full song and claiming that it is my song, then you understand I'm infringing copyright. It has been just played, and I'm not actually broadcasting it, in such a way that I'm earning money. I don't, have a thing called, what is the name, monetizing thing policy. I do not even monetize it. So then what is your problem? I'm not trying to make money out of this. I'm not trying to earn fame out of this. There is hardly like 10 people in my show at that time. There were 10 people, yeah. Because I invited a group of people from Facebook and everybody who were there at that time. So there's like 10, 11 people there, at that time. So it's like, what is your problem about this? This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life. So at that time, then I stopped using it for a while. Then I started using it recently because you guys said there should be a public availability of this recorded video. So that's the reason. I cannot leave a 1 hour long video on lollipop.com. Because I need my own servers. It will take a lot from the server, and those guys who are providing me the account for cheap. The lollipop.com account is sitting in a very, very, very robust website, but they are giving it to me for a very cheap rate. Uh, when they are doing me a favor, they are giving me such a discount. I cannot go and overuse it by loading 3 hour videos, 2 hour videos. Right now it is an hour 50, 1 hour, little more than an hour now. But we don't have anything else going on there, so I can. That's what they said. Okay, you can keep on doing whatever you want, for the next 12 hours or so, because nothing much happening there. So I will come to the poem. Okay, then now we will do the poem. So I will do the poem. Like the poem is like girl or something like that. Uh, let's see. Usually I used to even hum songs. Now I'm not even doing that because then they will come say copyright violation. I'm pissed off with that, man. People. I mean, yes, I understand if I'm actually playing the whole song or if I'm actually playing the whole movie during and I'm watching the movie, or I'm actually, there are people who actually put on, show the games, like some sports going on. Those things are copyright violation. That's clear violation of policies. You can't do that. That's wrong. But if somebody is playing one bit of a music, or even if it is a background music, what's the problem? It's not like that person is trying to completely undermine and take away the livelihood of the musician or the artist or something like that. If that is the case, oh yeah, that's what you should look. If you cannot actually handle that situation, stupid you, don't run the website. Cut down, shut down the website and go away. So because you are actually coming and literally intimidating the poor guy. I'm the poor guy here. And, you're literally intimidating the poor guy to act. But at the same time, the real copyright violators, they actually steal the whole song and make a completely different song and put it out there. I know that. There are a lot of them out there. Recently I was listening to a song. I'm not going to even say that. I'm not going to say the original. A new singer, yeah. I heard this song and I said immediately, I was thinking what the singer's name, I forgot. Next show, probably I will tell you that. And immediately when I heard this song, I said, this is an Elton John song. I said, and my buddy who was sitting with me was like, this is? I said, no, wait a minute. This is an Elton John song. And I thought, okay, but the lyrics and everything is completely different. This is not like that. This is he wrote the song. So then I told him to go and find that song. Then I played because I was not driving. So I was sitting in there. I played the Elton John song. I said, listen to this. Then we can see the entire riff part of this is coming out of an Elton John song. So I said, okay, maybe the Elton John, they have given a credit. No, there is no. Elton John is a good guy. So that's the reason why he probably didn't dispute. Say it is a new singer, why? He's having hundreds of millions of dollars, So you don't care about all this. Somebody is taking his music. That's the reason that he's just because he's a good guy, he's a very charitable guy. So I like his music. I like Elton John's music. If I'm playing, I used to play. I have these LP rock cards about the Lion King LP rock card. Have you ever heard that? The Lion King LP rock card I have, and I have the one. When I'm actually independent of all these, copyright thing, I will play those things. The LP, the LP sounds different, and it's different. Some people I love it, but I still love the CD noise too. CD, CD have some sort of a hissing part in it. But if you really master, remastered CD, audio is really good and really great actually. And but the LP sound, why I like it, because when I was very young, you know, we hear the LP records, from different radio stations. At that time, it was radio. So that sound of the LP record is something which I'm familiar with. Uh, and even in our house, there was LP records and the record players. We used to play the records. There was a radiogram, where there was multiple, this thing, LPs can be played. All those things were there, so that's what I initially grew up with. So there is a little bit of a nostalgia when I hear the LP record, that sound, so that's there. That may be the reason why I'm actually attracted to that. But not all. But I'm not saying that there are modern day music that get produced, in multiple tracks. When you go and I mean, the production part of musical production is incredible. I mean, the amount of precision those producers go through. And I have seen that. And it was amazing. Uh, and it only always amazed me. So yeah, that part is that's why I said, okay, yeah, if somebody is actually reaching it in that way, I can understand. Or if I'm actually saying that, yeah, this, I'm playing the music, and to attract people into my show, and and I'm monetizing on it. Yes, that is a clear infringement of rights. None of these things are happening in my account. Just a normal playing account. They may play or this thing and all, but I can clearly show you my account is not monetized, because it cannot be monetized by YouTube policy. YouTube policy clearly says I should have at least 100 or 1,000 subscribers to monetize any of my videos. It doesn't happen. It is not there. So you should know that. So even they cannot. They will shoot on on their own foot. If they actually come after me like that, I was like, oh, what? I'm not even monetized on you. I can I can say I monetize it, but they will not, because of this issue, because I don't have that many subscribers there. You all can go and subscribe, okay? Stupid, you guys. You guys make me do all these things. I'm talking about an hour long about YouTube's stupid policies and all those things. None of you idiots actually went and subscribed it. I don't ask for subscribers or anything there. I don't. In my videos, I will not say, please subscribe, this thing and do all the thing. No, 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 no. I'm not into all that. I own my own website. I don't need subscribers there in my website. I even took the ability of commenting away from my website. That's me. I don't even need you to comment there. Come and read and go away. So that's it. So now the poem, Shade of the Lonely Tree. This is going to be fun. I haven't read this poem in a long time. I think it was written sometime last year. No, I think earlier this year. I think it is a 2020 poem. So let me try to move something. It went blank. Can you see me? I don't even know whether you can see me. I'm trying to wait and see. Yeah, I think something is happening. Yeah, let me cancel out. Okay, I think I'm still on. Am I still on? Maybe I should put my hand inside. uh, I believe I'm still, live on Facebook. So you see, I was trying to move a window and it went blank. Uh, okay. Uh, this was written on, I think, April sometime. So okay, let me read out what is said. I will talk about it afterward. This may actually go for another 30, 40 minutes. This is like a movie now, watching like 2 hours video. uh, uh, mm, this is a poem. We went in one direction, And then I changed the direction almost halfway through. Okay, I wanted to write something and then I wrote something else. Sometimes output can get cranky for me. What I wanted to really write was not to hesitate to capture me. This is a message I wanted to give little Bose as she read these posts and poems religiously. What I meant by capture is little Bose need to understand that the hurdles that she faces can be broken through by me, but she has to capture me more emotionally. It kind of have an idea. I kind of have an idea about what she is facing as hurdles, as she need to understand is I love her now and her past and will be her future. This is what I'm saying. Basically, what it says is uh, what I think it's pretty much you understood what I'm trying to say. But still, my explanation to this is um, I think I briefly mentioned about this earlier. Instead of coming to the poem, I went after YouTube. That's what went wrong. So I mentioned this. Say there are a lot of things. One of the things you may face is okay, you will face a lot of problems, like people speaking to you about a person, especially when you get into a relationship. There will be other people coming and trying to speak to you. I think I mentioned this about a week or 10 days back. I did a show. In that show, I clearly said even when Mukushla was trying to speak to me. There was no romantic relationship. I was 36 years old, she was 15 years old. So this is the person. One of her friend came on my Windows Messenger, and she told me, "This is a very self-centered person you are dealing with. Be very careful. You will end up hurting yourself." And I was like, and the next person that actually get started communicating with me is her own mother. And I was like, oh boy. And I was like, okay. I know that lady. I came to know her through like that, and she's a very nice person. Uh, and I told, what is the problem here? And she's like, you should be careful. You may end up hurting yourself. I said, you should understand there is actually no connection between me and her. I mean, in other than being a poet to poet relationship, and this is only online. At that time is when she actually said that, "Oh, I have fear that she will run away to you." And I said, if that happens, kids can do weird things. I have my niece. My sister got kids. Who's probably a little more only a little more older than her. And I was like, I will take this kid and bring her back to you without any damage, without nothing. That I promise you. That's the only thing I can promise you. If that happens, it never happened, but still. But understand, a person's own mother comes and tells something not so good about that person to you. This will happen, especially when I do not. I'm not there to defend myself. When you are not directly in communicating with me, when a person is not in directly in communication with me, or a person is not directly seeing me every day, other people can only think that they can get is what other people are saying. Even this very videos, which if say two three people watch us, her friends too, they will speak about. I don't know whether they are going to speak good things about it. They cannot do anything like this. They cannot even show their face into onto a mirror. That is the fact. But they will speak ill things about the other people. That they do. A person who does this, I know that this is happening. This is a reality. I know reality very well. You don't need to teach me reality how that happens. So basically, that's what I'm saying. One of the hurdles she is facing is that. Other hurdles she may have is, I said there may be. I said that couple yesterday or day before yesterday's show. I said there may be something that she is facing. If it is not me who is the problem, if it is if I cannot, if I am completely open and I'm honest and everything from my side is clear, then if there is a problem, then she is hiding something. What is she hiding? I don't want to know about what she is hiding, but there is something she is hiding, or at least she is trying to hide from her side. That's what I'm saying. These are the hurdles that will come in. That's the reason why I ended that paragraph like that. I can have an idea about what she is facing as hurdles. I don't want to go deep into it because it's all speculation. I don't want to speculate too much on it. She need to understand I love her now and her past and will be her future. uh, there. This is what I wanted to say in the poem. Now read the poem. It went way away and came in the end and told something similar. This is what happens when free will takes hold of the soul. That's the thing. That is one of the factor I want to say a long time back in this show earlier, but I cannot deviate from it. Uh, when you put free will, when things actually happens dynamically during a writing process, you may actually go away from the point multiple times, away from the act. I cannot take this call. Hey, why are you calling me? I thought it's you. Okay. uh, I believe this is still recording. Let it record. And you guys can see me, isn't it? They are seeing me, so it should be recording. Even if YouTube is not recording the rest of the program, I don't care. I don't care much about YouTube anymore. I don't want to even speak about it. This is what I know. What was I saying? That phone call kind of completely took me away. This is what I wanted to say in the poem. Now read the poem. Yeah, you will go away from the actual subject. Then come back to it to finish it. But sometimes the way you started, to coming, may not be the way you end this. Even though the original theme will stand as is, like a musical piece starts with a riff. The riff is played all through the song. But the thing is, the song actually goes through multiple things based on lyrics, and there are other factors that comes in. That's basically happened here too. It was the first day of Ramadan. And I said my house get filled with the playing of Quran recitals, which I play day and night. Yeah, during that time, during Ramadan, my house I don't start the TV. I occasionally watch some news and maybe some favorite programs. If that is a decent program. The only thing that happened was when I was watching Game of Thrones. Uh, Luckily for me, last year when Game of Thrones really started, the first, I think the first episode only had some weird scenes. The next episode, towards the last three episodes, which was in Ramadan. So I actually don't watch it live because at that time is the time when we break the fast. There, so I may not be even here. So I come back and I watch the rerun, from the that's I don't otherwise don't play any music or play watch movies or things like that. Yeah. So Little Boss, I said a lot in the poem explanation. This whole idea started when I watched the tarot reader's video. I'm going to post it here. This is why I said I wanted to play that thing, but I don't think YouTube will allow that. They may come back again and dispute. I don't want to go through that all over again. So I'm going to post the post. You may want to read if you want to see the video. The video actually is embedded into my website, lonelypod.com. Shade of the Lonely Tree. Find the poem and just go into that poem. This was posted sometime in April. Yeah, April. I think May. No, sometime in March. Last week of March. You look into March, Shade of the Lonely Tree. The title you will see. When the title you will see even in YouTube, or right now when you see it, you go and see it. You can watch the video yourself. The tarot reader, who's actually saying. I said, please, please, please watch the video because you will know something that is going on. Time to act, dear. If we both are going to wait for everything to be perfect, we will wait forever. Give me a lifeline. This is what I'm saying in that blog post. There is a request to her to actually watch that video. She may not really follow tarots and other things. I mentioned the tarot, at that time. Because yeah, there is something in that video. I don't want to repeat it here either. But the tarot reader was saying something. which I think we both should actually do. I mean, it's not a one person thing anymore. So, but earlier I said, this board is clearly in her, because unless she does something, I will not be. I'm helpless. I'm completely helpless. I'm completely out of wits and everything. I can get sit here and do nothing. So 1 minute 20, 1 hour 20 minutes into it. Oh my god. Okay. So I'm going to go into the poem. I believe, I hope, and I sincerely pray that this won't go blank again, because this is already a pretty long, video. I'm not going to redo this for a recording purpose. I'm not going to redo this. Yeah, but that is a long, long video. So what? You're kidding me, isn't it? Yes, there are a lot of effects and backgrounds and other things, on this software. Hmm. What do you want me to do? See, I can do things like this. Or it moves, man. Kids, when you deal with kids, you have to go through these kind of stupidity. Megan Fox is there. See, I hope Megan Fox will not come and sue me for putting her face on me. So, yeah, yeah, there are a lot of things, accessories. They have a lot of things. You can put in place. But I'm not going to play around like that. I don't use those things anymore at all. Okay, let me close all that, and I'm going to bring in the source. Now, why am I seeing this? Follow the cursor. Specific area. There you go. Oh my god, look at the size of that thing. It's so huge. I think I may have to bring it. This is all. Oh yeah, it updated. That's why I'm seeing this. Can you guys read? Yeah, I think I may have to adjust a little more so that there will be bigger screen. Shade of the lonely tree. When fall comes with cold fires and burns, leaves and buries the ground, all will think. Okay. It went a little way. Oh, sorry. uh, when fall comes with cold fires and burn, when fall comes with cold fires and burns, leaves and buries the ground, all will think, you know, oh, the shade is gone, and we all will wither like the barks of trees that cracks in frost. The world will turn and air will warm. Then the sprout of the spring will refresh. Faith of us in the beauty of love spread. Ah, another spring nests in the horizons. The world has turned and the wonders came. Love for me stayed asleep in a hidden corner unknown. Ah, I prayed, may that not be the corner of her heart, and no leaves grew in the lonely tree where shade I sought. Fear not about the love of mine for you, for the world can turn and sprout again, and stars can brighten and fade and be blown, but my love will float for your soft fingers to be captured. The dark clouds shine, but still wept like a weeping willow. Drops gathered and through the cracks on bars flown. Nothing bothered a waiting heart, nor the body that carried love for you. Every drop felt in the warmth, through me spread. I really have to go back to the poem in lonelypod.com and look at what exactly I wrote in the beginning. Because there is some, some punctuation or something missing, and I read all completely bunch it all together. It is not the way it should be read, so it should be read in another way. So that's a poem. So, you know, I originally used to do was okay. I used to read the poem in the beginning of the show, and then do all this talk afterwards. But that was objected by people. Right now, I'm dragging people more than an hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to get into the poem. So yeah, I may have to put a disclaimer saying that okay, if you really want to only read the poem, maybe you go to this now, this time part, this timeline, this part of the show from where you can read the poem. So I may have to do that because this show itself, became wow. I thought it's like maybe 30, 45 minutes, 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And it went long, 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 long. So we were having issues with YouTube and other places. So that's about it, guys. I sincerely apologize for any technical difficulties or things like that are happening in YouTube. If they actually dispute too much, I'm not going to budge on that. I'm not going to take anything down by myself. They can remove the whole of it. So that's my stance on it. So yeah, if that happens, then you will not see it. But even then, how many people actually go and read? I didn't really look how many people actually view from this. So I don't want to take the pain of going through all these things for a handful of people to go and read my works on YouTube. I don't want to go through all that because I'm not a YouTuber. So please understand that. So that's about it, guys. Probably I'll be here tomorrow. Probably tomorrow it will be a much more 1 hour show, or maybe 30 minutes. Maybe let me see if I can bring it all down to 30 minutes so that it can be crunched it into, instead of this long talk. We will actually say things. And once more, I apologize in case you got all confused because of the personal message that was coming in. I don't know why it became all dark. Because it's you guys saying it's not dark. So YouTube. I mean, tomorrow I may have to bring it down to like 30 minutes. I don't want and the personal message. There's a reason because yesterday late night, after the show and everything, I was actually going through yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I was actually pulling out all the details about the weekly reviews. So when I go through that, if somebody is actually trying to steal my stuff, and when I looked at it, so yeah, then I saw that yeah, there is a visit from Lil Rose. I know that I know, I can clearly know. So that's about it, guys. So I'm going to wrap this. What I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to do I have some things to do. Then I had a fishing trip call, earlier, but later today I have to do something, so I may not be really, really free. Now, as for the new poem, yeah, let me work through some of this stuff, edit out things I have written, and maybe add a little more things. Probably, if possible, yeah, early morning you will see a new poem, if possible. If not, probably by tomorrow, end of the day. Tomorrow also is going to be a really crazy, breezy day, so I may not be really free to do anything during daytime. Uh, I may sleep during daytime. That's another busy thing I need to do. So day after tomorrow, probably you will see. The normal course. If things works out tonight, if I can sit and write things, this editing part, I will do it, and we'll take it from there. Okay. Have a fantastic night, everyone. Enjoy the whatever remains of the Sunday. And yeah, I'm full. I ate like you know like a and that's what I said. Yeah, I ate, and after finishing it, now I'm like a python. A python will go and eat some big animals like a goat and other things. Once it eats that, then it cannot move. So after my lunch, I was just sitting there. I was like, oh man, I ate a lot. Because I, the beef roast I made was really tasty. I really liked it, so I ate that. It was extremely spicy, and nobody will eat that. But where I'm from in India, we use extremely spicy stuff. So that's about it. So I'm going to end the show. The end of the show. From my heart, I promise with the sight of my eyes, my love for you, little boys, and my care for everyone else. May God smile upon you all always. Bye bye.